Here we have two equations with two unknowns. Two equations you can see, and in each one of them there are two variables that we are unsure of, the x and the y. Also, in each equation, it is the same variable that's unknown. We can use the two equations with two unknowns method to solve these. There's two ways to do this. The first one is by substitution, which is one we're going to do here. Labeling each equation 1 and 2. What we're going to do is we're going to take equation 1, solve it for a variable, we'll solve for x, and then we're going to take that value that we solved it for x for and substitute it into the second equation. Watch. 2x equals 2y plus 1. Let's solve this equation for x. To do that, divide both sides by 2. 2's cancel. X equals 2y plus 1 all over 2. That's all the farther we can take this in this case. But now that we know what x is, we can take our second equation, 4x equals 5y, and substitute x into this equation. What was x is now 2y plus 1 over 2. So 4 times x, which is now 2y plus 1 over 2, is equal to 5y. That carries over. Now look at this equation real quick. What used to be two unknowns, or two variables, now only has a y and a y. One variable. We can now, with some basic algebra, solve this equation for the variable. Distribute the 4. We have 4 times 2y plus 4 times 1 all over 2. This 4 went to each term. And now we have the other side. It's 5y. Continuing along, 4 times 2y is 8y, plus 4 times 1 is 4, all over 2, equals 5y. Let's distribute the divided by 2. 8y divided by 2 is 4y. 4 divided by 2 is 2, equals 5y. Okay, subtract both sides by 4y, and we have 2 equals 5y minus 4y, which is just y. In this case, y is 2. But we had two unknowns. We've solved for one of them. To solve for the other, you pick either equation you started with and substitute this value back into it. Usually whichever one is easier. I think it would be easier if we do equation 2. So let's take 4x equals 5y, and now substitute y equals 2, the y, in for the y. 4x equals 5 times y, but y is now 2. 4x equals 10. Divide both sides by 4. And x equals 10 over 4, or x equals 2.5. We've solved for x. We've solved for y. This is solving two equations with two unknowns. Thank you very much.